Welcome back to Denver Boulder Living. My name is Renee Sobering, and I serve the amazing people of the Denver Boulder area. Today we're talking all about property lemons and how to spot them. So for those of you who are HGTV fans like myself, we all know that homes are not always what they seem. If you've ever watched The Property Brothers, you know that they are constantly surprised by issues with the homes that they are renovating. Now, sellers are required to disclose any issues with the current home that they are selling, but they cannot disclose anything that they don't know. So we can't rely on the seller to give us all of the information about the property that we are considering purchasing. There are some things that you just literally cannot find without pulling out your sledgehammer and, putting a hole in the wall. And that is slightly discouraged during the purchase process. But there are a lot of things that you can spot before disaster strikes. So you found your home. It's beautiful, it's cute, and it's even a decent price. And in the Denver Boulder area, that can be a big plus. But there's something in your gut that says, I need a little bit more information. Today I'm going to give you some logical ways that you can look at this home and discover whether or not you are in fact dealing with a lemon. There's a few big things. These are obvious, like cracks in the foundation or cracks in the corners of the rooms or erosion in the yard, standing water where it shouldn't be, rotting or rust anywhere, mold or damage to the ceilings like water damage. These are big things and they're easy to spot and they're pretty easy, deal breakers. Now there's some smaller things that you can also take a look at with your inspector. Number one is going to be electrical work. Okay, so if you find that some of the switches aren't working or you see some flickering of the lights, especially in an older home, that might be a good indication that there is some electrical issues with the property and some big electrical work that needs to be completed. And that can be quite costly, so it's good to keep in mind. Number two, leaky faucets. A tiny leaky faucet may not seem like a big deal, but if you start to add up all the leaky faucets in the house and look at the running toilets, and then all of a sudden you see that there's low water pressure as well, there could be some issues there. So that's another thing that you want to have your inspector really take a good close look at. Number three, mold. We all know that mold is dangerous health-wise. It's also extremely expensive. So if you do find mold at a property and have to have it remediated, it's extremely costly. So it's something that you want to make sure that you don't have in a property that you are purchasing, unless you happen to be a contractor and can do your own remediation, which I do not recommend. Number four, asbestos. Asbestos exists in a lot of older homes, especially in things like popcorn ceiling and in insulation. Does not cause a huge health hazard until it is disturbed, but if you are planning on doing any type of renovations, or if you are planning on going up into your attic and you have asbestos insulation, it is definitely a health concern. So it's something that you want to make sure that you are aware of when you go to purchase a property. You want to know if you have asbestos in the popcorn ceiling or in your insulation, and you want to be aware of that fact. Number five, and this is a big one, sewer line issues. For anyone who has ever had a sewer back up into their home, you know how disgusting and how expensive it is. To get a sewer scope done when you are getting your inspection done on your home costs, somewhere between $150 to $300. It is well worth it to save you the thousands of dollars in cleanup that it would cost if you had a sewer backup into your home. Okay, now if when you're doing your sewer scope, they find some issues. If they find an issue and they realize, this part of the sewer has shifted and it's not flowing well, then that is something that you will need to negotiate, or we will need to negotiate with the seller, because to replace a section of that pipe, that can run anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000, depending on the section, depending on what they have to do to get there. So that is a big cost, big expense. And if you were adding that expense on top of a sewer backup, it would hurt a lot. So let's just not go there, right? Yeah. Now, as a realtor, My job is to work alongside you and your inspector to make sure that you have a heads up on all of these possible issues and that you speak directly to your inspector and that you get to answer, have any questions that you have answered, and you get to feel really confident about moving forward and making your purchase. After renovating and flipping homes for 20 years, I have learned a few things about what can be hiding behind the walls and about what to look for when you are looking at a new property. And I use that to my client's advantage. So I want to make sure that you don't have any big expensive surprises that come up down the road, because that would suck, right? So, at this point, I might be scaring the heck out of you, and you might be thinking, oh my God, there's just problems with every property, and you're seeing lemons in your nightmares, and just don't be scared. It's okay. I'm here to help. So if you are thinking about making a move, give me a call, send me a message. My phone number is 406-697-4294. Again, that's 406-697-4294. And you can message me anytime. There will be no pressure, no sales tactics. I just want to give you the help and the guidance that you need. So if you have any questions, feel free to post any questions that you have in the chat box, and I will always go back and answer the questions after the live video is over. And I think that's about it for today. Thank you so much for joining me today. Once again, I'm Renee Sobering with Denver Boulder Living. Have a wonderful day.